How does God speak? Does he speak through loud noises, through soft noises? Remember the story of Elijah was in the cave. And in the cave, he heard the wind, and it wasn't God. He heard the thunder clap, and well, that wasn't God either. But then he heard a whisper, a still small voice, and that was God. I think of Paul and how Paul on the road to Damascus, doing what he thought was the will of God, was confronted with God in a very dramatic way. And the thing is that when Paul said, "Who are you?" Jesus said, "I'm the one that you persecute." The other thing that I noticed about that story is that Paul he'd been ignoring the goads of God. He'd been ignoring the voice of God for a while until God put him flat on his back. And looking up, he could only see one thing, the Lord himself. I've wondered about how God speaks in my life. And I have found that at different times he uses music. Sometimes he uses silence. Sometimes he uses other people. Sometimes circumstances. The thing is that God uses a variety of ways to speak to us. The question isn't whether or not he's speaking. The question is really about whether or not we're listening. I know for a fact that I am one who, I'm too busy sometimes to hear what God is saying. I've learned that there are times that God has spoken over and over the same thing to me, and I haven't heard it until suddenly it comes, and I hear for the first time, although it's not the first time. It's just that it's the first time it's penetrated this thick skull of mine. So my question really is that how is God speaking to you? And do you hear him? I really believe that one of the things that we need to do is get quiet. And I mean get quiet from all the busyness of this life and this world and what's going on around us and in us in order to hear what else is going on. I've learned that I don't always hear God. Why? Well, simply because I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And maybe that's where you are as well. So think about this today and find a place to get quiet and listen and ask the question, Lord, are you speaking to me? You might be surprised what you're going to hear. Think about that today, would you? Hey, until next time, God bless.